Hey everyone. Hey, how's it going? I'm Todd Nauck. Welcome to the Art of Todd Nauck Facebook page, the Art of Todd Nauck show. So today, had some free time. I got a lot of my work done, got some stuff waiting for approval, so I have a little bit of downtime. I thought this is a great time to get some color on this Invaders sketch cover I've been working on, this Winter Soldier. If you didn't see part one, the line art, it's episode 028 here on my Facebook page, or if you're watching this on YouTube in the future, it's in the Facebook broadcast playlist. So let's get right to the colors here, and I'll do my best to answer some of your questions while I draw. And again, as always, if I have time at the end of the show, we'll do a Q&A, and I can hopefully answer some of your questions I might have missed. So let's just get right to it. Using the Copic sketch markers, here's my color collection, a vast majority of them, the 72 count wallet, the Copic brand wallet, and I have the grays in a separate wallet, a 36 count wallet. So you can find these wallets online. You can probably order them straight from the Copic website, from their catalog of material, and they make it really convenient and easy to store your markers. So let's start in with some colors, starting with the E00. Start dropping in some skin tones, specifically for Bucky here. What superhero do I draw the most? Probably Spider-Man. Spider-Man's probably my most popular character that I've worked on. I've been drawing Spider-Man off and on for the past 11 years professionally. I'm drawing Spider-Man Deadpool issues 21 and 22. So issue 21 is in the most recent solicitations here, so make sure you tell your local comic shop to add Spider-Man Deadpool to your pull list. At least issues 21 and 22 if you don't already have Spider-Man Deadpool on your pull list. It's written by Elliot Kalan. Hopefully I'm pronouncing Elliot's last name correctly. I've never heard it pronounced out loud. Kalan. He writes for Daily Show and Mystery Science Theater. And as a Mystery Science Theater fan, it's really awesome to get to team up with a writer of the current series of Mystery Science Theater. Really funny guy, and I'm really enjoying the work he's doing on Mystery Science Theater, so I'm really excited to be working with him on Spider-Man Deadpool. Alright, so we got our base there. Push in just a little closer so we can see the details as we go. If I could meet any celebrity, who would it be? Oh man, that's a great question. Any celebrity, who would it be? Probably David Tennant, the 10th Doctor, or Martin Freeman. I'm a big Martin Freeman fan. Like him as Dr. Watson on the Sherlock show. I also like him as Bilbo Baggins, as Tim from the UK version of The Office, so those are probably two of my favorite actors. It'd be really cool to meet them. I'm also a Veronica Mars fan, so meeting Kristen Bell would be kind of cool. So that's some E01 here I'm using right now. I'm going to bring in some E11. Did I see that Joan Lee passed? Yeah, Stan Lee's wife, Joan, passed away today. So sorry to hear that. That is such sad news. So, yeah, thoughts and prayers with Stan Lee and their family and friends. And God bless Joan Lee. It sure seemed like they were really loved each other. And I hope he's doing okay. With her passing. Don't know the details of her passing, but it's still very sad. So, yeah, definitely our heart goes out to Stan Lee and their family. Am I coming to Cincinnati for the Comic Expo in September? No, unfortunately I will not be there this year. Had a great time there last year, and I hope they invite me back sometime. Some R00 here. Just gonna add some pinkish tones Around the nose, over the lips, a little on the chin, on the Adam's apple there. It's subtle, but I like the way it kind of blends his skin together. Ever come to San Antonio? I have not been to San Antonio in a long time. Last time I was there was for the Extreme Super Tour, I believe. Extreme Studios Super Tour back in the 1990s when I was first in the business. So use a little R11 and a little R20 here. A little more vibrant shade of pink there. Am I coming to Mexico soon? No, just to help clarify for everyone about my convention schedule. Right now, the only conventions I have scheduled are San Diego Comic-Con in 2 weeks and New York Comic-Con in October. Hope to have a few dates in August and September, but those won't be announced till later on if I'm able to attend those cons. So right now, the only cons for right now that are guaranteed for this year are San Diego and New York at this time. But you can always stay tuned to toddnauck.com. It's where I always post updates to my convention appearances. So let's tackle his hair here. Got some brown hair, so actually let's start with a little E25. E25, dark shade of brown. Is it mentally hard for me to not finish a piece in one sitting? Hopefully I got your question right there. I just saw it scroll past. It's fun to be able to finish a piece in one sitting, but I'm okay. I mean, to step away because I work on projects over a course of a month, so I'll do as much as I can in a work day on a comic book page, and then save the rest for the next day and days to come in the week and stuff. So I'm used to starting a piece and then coming back to finish it later. Let's see, it's a little E13, lighter shade of brown through here. Still keeping some of the white there of the board to create a highlight through his hair. Let's see, I'm not sure if I can understand. I think autocorrect got a hold of your post there, but essentially I think you're saying, would I want to work on a book for Winter Soldier? Is that what you're asking? Would I want to draw a Winter Soldier story? I think that's what you're asking. I'm going to take it as that's what you're asking. So sorry, I think autocorrect got a hold of you there. I've drawn Winter Soldier in my Spider-Man Homecoming Prelude comic, and that was a lot of fun to get to draw the movie version of Winter Soldier. But if Marvel offered me an opportunity to draw Winter Soldier, the story was fun and cool, I would definitely consider it, sure. He's a cool character, really fun to draw too. Now coming in with some E57, just want to darken up his hair a bit. Okay, I did understand you right. Alright, cool. Yeah, I figured autocorrect had gotten a hold of you there because some of those words weren't even real words. How did autocorrect not catch that? At least they didn't look like real words. At least it wasn't grammar correct. Who's my favorite Spider-Man actor? Right now, Tom Holland. I really liked him in Civil War. Captain America Civil War. So I really look forward to seeing Homecoming. And again, if you just tuned in, no Homecoming spoilers if you've seen the movie. This is a spoiler-free zone. Please do not post spoilers if you've seen the movie already. So now we're going to come in for his suit here, and we're going to start with some neutral 6. Let's pull the camera back a bit. Where can you buy a sketchbook of my art? toddnauck.com. sleeves here. Let's see. Do I collect anything specific outside of comics? A few action figures. I have a very small Pop Funko collection of characters I really like X-Men characters, starting on some Doctor Who's. Only have the 4th Doctor when it comes to Doctor Who. A friend gifted that to me for my birthday earlier this year. Need to get a 10th Doctor and a 9th Doctor. And a Rose at the very least. Okay, so that's some neutral 6, neutral gray 6. Let's come in with some neutral gray 4 now. What's my favorite movie? I don't really have a favorite movie. There's some movies that I like, I guess. Some of my favorite movies, I guess. Waiting for Guffman, Shawshank Redemption, the Star Wars movies. What else? The Muppet movies. The Marvel superhero movies. Those are some of my favorites. What's your favorite movie, gang? Of course, Mystery Science Theater movies. I love cheesy movies. Like really corny movies. Science fiction movies. Monster movies. The John Hughes movies. Oh, I really like the John Hughes movies of the 1980s, like Breakfast Club, Pretty in Pink, 16 Candles, movies like that. That's what I grew up on. So that's some neutral 4 there. Pulp Fiction, Star Wars, Training Day. Some of y'all's favorite movies, right on. Batman Begins, right on. Might be getting some movie recommendations. See, let's use that neutral 4 here for his glove. I'm gonna be careful that his glove doesn't blend in too much with his bodysuit, with his flak jacket. So just dropping in a little neutral 4 to get things started. Come in with a little neutral 2. To blend on through. Now what I want to do is just add a little bit of a blue shade to this. So I'm going to come in with a little B52. Just kind of give it that bluish tint a little bit. We still got movies coming in. Gladiator, Hacksaw Ridge, Replacements, right on. So this just gives this blue here, mixing in with the gray, kind of gives it that sense of that bluish black. Not Lewis black. Don't confuse the two. We're not looking for an angry Daily Show correspondent. Does Lewis Black still show up on the Daily Show? I don't have cable, so I can't watch Daily Show on a daily basis. But back when I used to watch Daily Show more regularly, he was on there fairly frequently, ranting about something. Let's come back over. I want to come back over his gloves here with that neutral 2 to kind of blend to tamp down that bluish shade a little bit. Kind of overpowered that lighter gray. Do I watch Flash? I am way behind on my Flash watching. That's hard to say. Flash watching. I'm still on season 1, so I don't have a favorite character yet, aside from the characters that are in the first few episodes. All right, let's color his pouches and belts. So coming in with the E84. Just to get things started. I'm going to use different shades of brown and grays here. Let's see, let's come in with some E55. E55. Let's come in with some E34. Any tips at getting better drawing the human figure? First tip, draw from real life whenever possible. Study real life. Do kind of gesture drawings where you do little sketches of the figures in different poses. You're not looking to draw completed illustrations, but just the kind of skeleton of the, not the actual bone skeleton, but the kind of framework, I should say. It's probably a better term to use. Framework of the figure. That'll help. It kind of frees up your mind, get your figures more mobile, more loose in the movement. They move, develop kind of a natural look, is I guess what I'm trying to say. Some E31 now, E31. And I'm kind of carrying this into the tannish shade as well, just kind of I forgot his thigh belt there. So those would be some of my first tips on getting better at drawing your human anatomy. Draw from real life and do, it's called gestures, gesture drawing. So that was E84 again. Come in with a little E55. I like how that E55 looks. I'm going to add a little bit more of that through here. Alright, so we should tackle his incendiary device here. Let's start with some of the neutral gray. Some neutral gray 4. Now a lot of his neutral gray is used in this here, and I want this to look a little different, so we're going to bring in some warm gray. Who was the first big artist I met early in my career? I think I would have to say the first one I met was when I was still a fan and I was going to conventions. I got some warm gray 3 going here. When I was still a fan and I was trying to break in, the very first comic book convention I went to, I was age 18, and I met Kerry Gamble. He was a classic artist from the 1980s, 70s, 80s, into the 90s. He drew great Superman comics in the 90s, Power Man and Iron Fist in the 80s, X-Men stuff. Just a phenomenal artist. Still a fantastic artist. He'd be the first one I met. The first artist I met professionally would probably be Rob Liefeld when he hired me to work for him at Extreme Studios. Let's bring in a little neutral 6. And let's tackle that gun as well. And we'll do the same neutral and warm grays. So let's start with a neutral 3. As a base. Have I had the opportunity to practice more with digital art? Yes, I have. I have. It's coming along. Hope to someday do some digital art broadcasts and hopefully tutorial videos. Now a little warm gray 2. Warm gray number 2. Let's bring in a little neutral gray 4. Let's see. Whose work inspired me? An artist that I'm in awe of? That's easy. Arthur Adams. He has inspired me since I was a teen. He continues to inspire me here in present day. And he's a cool guy as well. It's look forward to seeing him and saying hi at San Diego Comic-Con. So he is definitely someone who inspires me. Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, legendary artist, such a nice man. If you ever go to a con and you get a chance to meet Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, check out his art. He is just phenomenal. He is a mega master. I call him a mega master. He is just such an amazing artist. And I mean, I grew up looking at his art, so he is someone I'm in awe of as well. All right, let's take care of these, the butts of these rifles on the back of his, well, on the back of his back. Let's give him use some browns and some grays. So we'll start with E55. I don't want them too brown. That brown is just a base. We're going to come over this with a lot of gray. So we'll come in with some neutral 2. Just wanted to have a kind of a warm effect, but not necessarily a warm gray effect. It's layering these different shades of gray can over color, can help create all new colors that you won't have in your collection. It's just making a completely new character color by layering different shades of colors and grays. Can you have all my Copics? If I gave you all my Copics, what would I color with? I mean, it never hurts to ask, but if I gave my Copics away, I guess I'd just do watercolor videos, and then someone would ask me for my watercolors, and then I would have nothing to color with. So, thank you for asking, but I gotta keep my Copics. So a little neutral 2 here. I think I was using some neutral 5 and then some warm 2 over that. So, got a little behind in my announcing which colors I'm using. So a little neutral gray here. Let's do the belt buckle. And the buckle here on his leg strap. Some neutral gray 3. Let's bring in let's put a little bluish in here, a little B000. How hard is it to learn to watercolor? It's challenging, I will say that. How hard it is, it's hard to say. Depends on, it's different for each artist. So let's put in some BG90 here. Just for a different shade there. I want a little bit of a horizon, like this is reflecting the environment around him. So separating the white from the color, just some darker there, and that gives a hint of a horizon being reflected there. And that was a cool gray 4. Let's add some smoke here from his device, his incendiary. Some warm gray 1. Warm gray 1. Come in with some warm gray 2. Have I met George Perez or Rob Liefeld? I've met George Perez briefly. We haven't had many opportunities to hang out. We were both on a panel together at Phoenix Comic Con about 10 years ago. Rob Liefeld, I met him when I first broke in the business full time because he hired me. So I've known Rob since I was essentially a kid. I mean, I was so young. when I broke in back in the mid-1990s. He gave me my big break. So I'm going to come in with neutrals, warm grays 1, then a 2, then a 0, and now I'm coming in with some Y00 here for the sparks coming off of his device. So then a little Y19, now a little YR12. Just kind of flecking that in, and then come back with that Y00. Kind of blend it all through a little bit. Okie dokie, let's hit the arm here. Let's start off with the, I was going to do the star first, but I think we should do the arm itself first. So, going to go with cool gray here. So I'm going to start with the shadows, the darker parts first. So I'm going to come in with some cool gray 4. Oh, I see a part of his shoulder strap I missed. I'm going to need to hit that with some brown or tans real quick. We'll take care of that a little bit later. So sculpting out the muscles. Since the light's coming down this way, I'm just hitting the opposite side. We really want to define the form and the shape of his muscles and the metal. So this is why we study real life, so we understand how the muscles fit together. Even if it is an exaggeration of true life, studying real life helps bring about that believability and a sense of the way something really might look. So that was cool gray 4. I'm going to power down to a cool gray 2. Downshifting, I guess I could say. Downshift to a cool gray 2. Then pulling from the dark area into more of that white area. I'm leaving this part here white as a kind of a reflected light. And let's come in with some B000. Start adding this blue to it, and it gives it kind of that silvery metal sort of sheen. I'm just kind of pulling this blue over the gray tones. Also use this trick for ice. I use a lot more blue when it comes to ice because I want my ice to be more bluish, but this I want to be more gray with a hint of blue. So you can start to see the metal, kind of gives a bit of a metal I'm coming in with some B01 just for the darker areas here, just to give a little more punch, a little more color punch. Just gives the eye a little more to play with. And come back over this with some E0, or cool gray 0, not E, but C. C for cool gray 0. And just kind of blend it all through. Let's grab that E84 and color that one back part of the strap of his shoulder straps. So I want to add a little more volume to this gun here. It's looking a little flat, so I'm going to come in with some neutral gray 4. Just drop some heavier shadows into the mix. Just gives it a little more volume. In fact, we're at that stage now where I want to render out these colors here with some grays to bring some shadows and life to Winter Soldier. What's the best way to make a material look shiny when coloring? Leave a lot of white. Leave a lot of white in there. See how I've left the white there? Leaving that white gives that hint of a highlight. Now if I wanted that more shiny, I could leave more white there. So that's one trick. So we'll go in some cool gray 1. Cool gray 1. I'm going to start to drop in some shadows on his face. And everywhere else as well, I guess. But starting with the face. So what I like to do is after I put in all the colors, start adding the grays, and it kind of makes it more gritty. It takes the kind of skittle look out of the whole illustration. And I just realized I forgot to color the red star on his shoulder. So I'm going to need to tackle that. So you can see there with his face now, it's kind of taking some of that really brightness out of it, because you don't want a lot of brightness in your Winter Soldier. At least I wouldn't imagine. So we're going with some R2, R24. Let's use a little R85 to kind of blend into that white a little bit. A little R27. Little R56. And I come back with that R24 again. Kind of blend it all through a little bit. So there we go. That's the money right there. Right there. So let's see. Back to the shading with the grays. Let's bring in a little warm gray here. Little warm gray 1. Let's put a little warm gray through the metal here. Kind of dirties it up a little bit. It's a warm gray 4 if I didn't announce that. Yeah, I like that a lot. Let's put a little some of this warm gray 4 through his leather here. Also pulling that through the belt as well, just because I got it handy and it works. The grays are really just a muting agent, something to mute the brightness of the color, tamp it down. Oh, and some through the hair too. Yeah, let's pull it through the brown there. A little darker under his chin, under the lip, under the nose. And let's bring in some cool gray into these browns. I like to mix my warm grays and my cool grays. Before I used to just do if it was a cool color, then I'd use cool grays. If it was a warm color, like cool colors like blue, green, purple, or a blue-based purple, I would use cool grays to shade. And if it was warm colors like red, orange, yellow, pink, red-based purple, then I'd use warm grays. But I have since learned in some of my personal studying and studying other artists' work and art videos is that do the opposite. Use cool grays on warm colors and warm grays on cool colors. And so I started doing that more, and I really like the effect. It gives it a kind of a more realistic sort of shade to it. So try that trick. Use cool grays on warm colors, warm grays on cool colors. Now it's not exclusive, but like it's the one rule, but it's something to try. So I use a little bit of both. So I'll still use warm grays on warm colors and cool grays on cool colors. So a little cool gray 5 just for a little darker, shady, shadowy areas. Even through the red here a little bit. Drop in some of that gray. I'm going a little haphazard with this, but it kind of just gives it a more chaotic feel. And I don't want Bucky or Winter Soldier here to look too clean and pristine, you know? He's more of a hard traveling hero, so I want that kind of messy look. I'm going to come in with a little E000 here, just to kind of blend this through a little bit. Just put a little more color back into his face. And kind of blend it through again. Where did I professionally train? I went to the Art Institute of Dallas. Studied commercial art and graphic design. Alright, so we're going to kind of add an effect here. I want to keep a lot of the white of the board here because I want to kind of do a trick, like a Winter Soldier-y sort of trick. So I'm just going to kind of give a very blurred out sort of background. We're not going to really know where he is, but there's I just want to kind of give some color that I can kind of play with. Some winter effects. So I got a little B01 there. Or no, not B01, B000, B000. Then come in with some cool gray 1 over that. Let's kind of pull it this way so it's looking a little windswept. So I'm pulling streaks this way, so it looks like the kind of the wind is blowing. Do some of that B000 again. Kind of get that wind blowing effect. I want to add a little B000 to his eyes here. Just kind of put a little shadow, a little drop shadow from his upper eyelid, casting a shadow there. Alright, and a little cool gray too, just a few little dark areas. Happy little dark areas. Alright. So, we got one more little trick here I want to do. Is I want to make this look more wintry. Now my wife, she jokes that Winter Soldier, there needs to be more of a winter theme to him. Not exactly her words, but kind of along those lines. So I'm going to put in a little spot of, I'm using the Pentel Presto correction pen, and then just kind of using my finger to smear it. So like I'm putting in a little snow, even here over the art, just kind of bobbling up some paint there, and then just kind of smearing it through. So it kind of gives like snowflakes are falling over in the foreground. So I'm just tap it a little bit. And then just pull. So some I'll just leave as is. Some over the blue and purples, or blue and grays, I should say. Over the hair here a little bit. So you get a sense of the snow is coming in this way. So he's out in some sort of Siberian tundra. So I want to be careful how I clump these together. I don't want them to be too uniform. It's difficult to do because trying to do things at random isn't necessarily random in this sense. See Jim Lee do this trick, so that's where I learned this, is watching some Jim Lee videos, and I thought it was really cool. One over his gun here. Sorry, gang, I can't answer any questions, so focused on snow time. So just kind of creating an environment here for Winter Soldier to be in. Just a few little dots, tamp them down. A few more little dots, tamp them down. And we get in a sense of a wintry scene. I don't want anything too overpowering. Let's put some snow over the invaders, but I don't want to do that now. I gotta think better of that. So one last little trick here. Then your fingers end up like this. Got to be careful what you touch afterwards. Is I want to put using the Uniball Signo white gel pen. I'm gonna add some highlights to the banded metal arms here. That run along the ridge of the arm. This again gives the reader or the viewer's eye a little more to play with. We call this eye candy. All right. So pretty much done here. I just need to sign it, but I'll do a Q&A here to finish up. So if I missed your questions, and I know I missed a lot, feel free to get ready to repost those again for when I flip the camera around. Let's put my autograph on here. We'll run it up the side. And today is the 6th, right? I always forget the day. The 6th, yes. So I didn't forget the day. I was just unsure of the day. July 2017. Feel free to leave a comment and a thumbs up, and I appreciate everyone's support. And I'll see y'all again real soon.